My next guest is the world's first and foremost drive-in movie film critic, ladies and gentlemen. He hosts a program on the movie channel called Joe Bob's Drive-In Theater. He's the author of a book called A Guide to Western Civilization, or My Story, pick whichever title you like. And he'll be performing in Santa Rosa, California this Friday and in San Francisco Saturday. Please welcome Joe Bob Briggs. Why, thank you. Well, howdy, good to see you. Now, drive-in movies get a little hard to find. You're a drive-in movie critic. Are there many drive-in movies left in this country?
Well, I don't like to think about it that way, Jay. You know, there was, probably the heyday of the drive-in was about 1956. There were 10,000 drive-in movie theaters, and today there's like 1,000, so that growth curve is not looking real good. But, but see, like 4 or 5 years ago, we were shutting down 4 or 5 drive-in movies a week. And this year, we're just shutting down about 2 a week. So I think they're coming back any day now. I always say the drive-in will never die.
Now, why did you get into the field of drive-in movie critic?
Well, it's not a career decision, Jay. I mean, you got to be called to do that. It's a calling. And, you know, the drive-in is the last place in the world where you can do any disgusting thing that you want to do in the privacy of your own automobile like God intended. And so, you know, there was a consumer demand for this, and I went after it.
Yeah.
They're sleazy movies.
Right.
They're the movies that people want to watch. They show at the drive-in.
Well, what's killing off drive-ins? I imagine little Hyundais don't help either, too.
The little Japanese rice rockets did a lot to kill the drive-ins. But
we've lost another sponsor. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much.
Oh, and they say videos did it, but I'm not so down on videos, because a lot of people that never did watch these movies before, you had to go into the worst part of town, sit next to somebody in a raincoat to watch some of these movies that show at the drive-in. Now you go to your suburban video store and, you know, watch it with the mom and the kids and the dog. And so a lot of these movies that didn't have much exposure before, they get exposure through the videos.
True. Now, you don't want the dog seeing a lot of these movies.
No, well.
So what exactly are you trying to accomplish with this movie channel show? I mean, when you review, like, what would be a typical drive-in movie that you would review?
Well, you're a fan of movies, aren't you?
I'm a big fan of movies.
Well, all right, Basket Case. You know Basket Case?
Basket Case.
No, you missed that one, huh? Well, that's a story of these two Siamese twin brothers, and one of them looks like a midget squashed octopus. And the other one carries him in a picnic basket underneath his arm, and they live in this loft overlooking Times Square, and whenever anybody opens up the picnic basket, they get their face eaten off. It's kind of a romantic comedy. You know, it was one of the top titles of the 80s, though. I'm surprised you missed it.
I'm thinking of the Meryl Streep one. No, that's a little different. No, yeah. Now, really, so that would be, so there's this particular type of movie that would qualify as a drive-in.
Yeah, 3 elements.
3 elements.
Blood, breasts, and beasts. Okay?
Blood, breasts, and beasts.
Yeah, blood, breasts, and beasts. You know, like blood, like, surely you've seen Night of the Living Dead.
I have seen that.
Greatest zombie movie ever made, right?
A fine zombie film.
Okay, that would be like a beast movie, one of your best zombie movies.
That would be, yeah.
Okay, breast movie would be like Gas Pump Girls. I know you've seen that one, you know.
Gas Pump Girls. Now I remember in the book, the ending's a bit different in the gas. No, I didn't see.
No, that's the European version. But
that's right. That's right. I had read the book.
So, I Dismember Mama. You ever see that one?
I Dismember Mama?
Dismember Mama. A lot of that is
Dismember Mama. Was that a real movie? I Dismember.
That's a real movie. It came out about 1972, and he dismembers Mama. That's about all there is to it.
There's no picking up the pieces at the end in there, anything.
No.
I see. Well, let me ask you. Now, folks that grew up perhaps in New York City or places where they don't have drive-ins, do you worry about them not being able to experience a lot of this?
Well, a little bit, except if you've ever been to New York City, you know that down on 42nd Street, that's the equivalent of the drive-in in New York City. They've got, I've been into some of those places. They've got, my favorite movie that they show there is Always 3 Kung Fu Hits. That's been running for years there, and you've seen it, have you?
Well, yeah, just in those loud, the guy goes, it's a huge noise.
That's right. And when you leave, you generally have to leave your shoes there in the theater. They just stick to the floor, and you say, "Oh, forget it." But,
it is. It's always. It's always just 3 kung fu movies in a row.
Just 3, always 3 kung fu hits.
They make all those noises.
Yeah. It's almost as popular as that long-running movie, Dos Películas. Have you seen that one?
No, I don't. I
2 movies in Spanish, so I thought y'all would understand that.
No.
It means 2 movies.
Well, all right. Now, do you spend much time in New York? Actually, you don't. You look kind of like McCloud walking in New York.
Well, actually, yeah, that's true. You know, I just came back from New York, and I don't greatly enjoy it. No, but it's fun. You know, a lot of people from Texas, they move up to New York, and they say, "Joe Bob, we just love it up here. There's so many cultural opportunities up here. It's, you know, it's not like Texas. You know." I say, yeah, you live in a Kleenex box that costs $9,000 a month too, you know. But then they want to tell you about all the museums and the theater and stuff. And so the last time I was there, I went to the Whitney Museum. You know this place?
Yes, fine museum.
They had this exhibit called Yoko Ono: Objects and Films.
Well, you can't judge all museums.
All right. I was in intensive care for 2 weeks after this deal. They had this movie. Did you know she made movies in the 60s?
I was not aware of that.
All right, they were showing this movie called Fly. Not The Fly, that's Jeff Goldblum, where he gets spliced to a fly and then his face turns into green cream of wheat and his ear falls off.
Right.
That's a good movie.
That's a good driving movie. Yeah.
But this one that Yoko Ono made was just plain Fly. And what it is, for 25 minutes, this fly crawls all over this naked Japanese lady's body. And it's a body kind of like Yoko's body. You remember those pictures of her looking like a giant uncooked biscuit, you know, that Pillsbury Doughboy skin? They saw that album. They know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I forgot the album, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Well, so it's a body like that, and in 25 minutes, this fly hits every spot on this woman's body. You know, just a fly, house fly, you know, regular fly. Yeah. And so after a while, you're going, oh, no. Oh, no. They're not going to let the fly go in there, are they? You know, but think of all the places on your body.
I'm thinking, actually.
Now think of all the places on Yoko's body.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
and so you're like, oh my God, but they do. They let it go to that place that you're thinking about at this very moment. And it's all accompanied by Yoko's lyrical Japanese moaning music. You know that stuff she does? Sounds like 8 cats getting slammed over the head with a suitcase. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. I'm familiar with the album. Yeah. So I don't imagine you'll be back in New York anytime soon.
Well, I guess not now.
Yeah. All right, and we very much cancel Yoko for tomorrow night. We'll be right back.